Hey everyone, Uno here and welcome to today's City Skyline video. So I've been playing City Skylines for a while and I've realized that traffic is a huge issue on the game, and in order to avoid traffic as much as we can, we must build a nice public transport system. Now, while subways and trains are plain simple and very linear, bus lines aren't, and buses are the first public transport that you will unlock in the game, so it makes sense that you can try to optimize and make it the best thing possible. And on today's video, I'm going to try to give you guys some tips to optimize your bus transport system. Now, I have to say, don't think that these tips are 100% bulletproof, because they aren't, and it will always depend on the city that you are building. But still, I believe it can help you a lot. So with that in mind, let's start it, okay? First tip, mods. You may not like it. I understand it, and you may think that it's cheating, but for me, on City Skylines, this game completely feels uncompleted without some mods. Now, for public transport, I will recommend you guys the improved public transport 2 mod. I'm gonna leave down below a link for the Steam Workshop download so you can get the mod and install it. The good thing about this mod is that it's gonna give us a lot more information about our lines. And I'm just going to focus on the buses in here, but it will give you a lot. It will give you the same information for all the public transport that you have available to add into your city. So it will give you information of how many people are in your buses, how many people got in and out from the last station. Plus, it gives you the opportunity to add a specific number of buses on a specific line. Now, if you know, on the original game, without any mods, you cannot do that. If you want to, let's give the example, you want to add just one more bus to the line, because with one more bus, everything's going to be perfect. It's going to be optimized. Let's just imagine that. With the base game, with no mods, the only thing you can do is increase the budget that you have for public transportation, in this case for the buses. And when you do that, the AI from the game will determine how many buses it has to add to the bus line, and you have to pray to be only one. Probability is that you're gonna have a lot more than one bus in a line. Now, if you use this mod, you can select how many buses you want. If you want to just add one, you just add one bus. If you want more, you click there and you keep on adding more and more and more. So with the mod, there is no longer this problem, and I believe this mod will help you out a lot optimizing your bus lines. So check it out. I'm pretty much sure it will help you a lot. Second tip, vehicle assets. Now, the original bus allows us only to transport 33 people, and that's not a bad value, but I still believe it's a little bit unrealistic. I would guess that, having the entire bus completely full with seated people and people that stand up or there are standing, I would say that maybe a bus would get around 50 people. Maybe that would be a more realistic value. But still, in real life, you have many different kind of buses. You have buses that are bigger than others. You have faster and slower. You have shorter buses, also like mini buses and all that stuff. And luckily, on Steam, you have a lot of assets, vehicle assets, different kind of buses. And if you had them, you will be able to have a lot more variety on your game, and definitely you can use them for different kind of bus lines, and for different kind of, you have maybe a bus line that doesn't carry that many people. Maybe you could use like a mini bus. It's a shorter bus, it's probably a little bit faster than the normal bus, and it's definitely a little bit cheaper. So by doing that, you will definitely be able to optimize a little bit more the bus line. And together with the first mod or the first tip that I give you, that mod, I believe you can manage and optimize your bus lines a lot better. So I'm gonna leave down below on the description some Steam Workshop links for different kind of buses that I believe they are good and you could use in your game. Okay. So, third tip, line connections. Sometimes I forget the real reason why I'm placing bus lines. I really do. And the main reason is connection. That is the main reason, connection. And you want your citizens to use the buses to connect them to different zones. So you want residential zones to be connected with commercial and industrial or office zones. So let's imagine you don't have any bus lines. So you have a citizen, he has a car, he goes out in the morning, he drives his car to his work. It may be an industrial area or a commercial area. And then when he comes home, eventually he may stop on some shoppings, in some shops to buy some stuff. So you want to replace the car and you want to place a bus. So instead of he going out and taking his car, you want him to go out, take a bus. The bus will connect him to his job, which will be an industrial area or a residential area, and then it will connect him to a different area or come back home. It doesn't matter. So what I want to say is, it doesn't matter if it's all in the same line. I would even recommend not to be all in the same line, but in the end, a user or a citizen must get out, take a bus. Eventually, if the bus goes and stops on his work, great. If not, he has to change buses in order to go to his final destination. So that is the main reason you want to connect a bus line. So don't forget that you don't forget to connect residential zones to commercial or industrial zones, okay? Fourth tip, straight lines. So, while subways and trains are very straight, bus lines may not be because of your road layout, okay? I would say that to reach optimal results, you should try to avoid crazy lines, and you should focus on oval or maybe straight lines. What that means is that if the bus goes one way, right, and it comes back the same way, and it should avoid as many possible crazy lines as that is over there in the road. You try to do it as straight as possible. Now, oval is also a possibility. So you could have like a bus that goes one way, and then you have another bus that comes the other way, and it goes like a circle way on the city. It's also a possibility. Fifth tip, few lines. I also believe that it's better to have few lines, but bigger with more stops in bigger avenue roads. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't have also a few smaller lines that connect residential suburban areas to other stops where they can catch bigger buses. But in the end, I believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, of course, I believe that if you have like a bigger line, with more stops, it's going to be better than you have like too many smaller lines, okay? But I guess it all depends on what kind of city you have or what kind of city you're building. But in the end, that's my belief. And like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. Leave down below a comment if you think otherwise and why you think otherwise, okay? Sixth tip and the last one. Be careful where you place your bus stops. So in the end, there aren't miracles, okay? You place bus lines to avoid having many cars on the road, but the bigger the city grows, the more cars will be on the road, of course, the more people will also use your buses and demand the use of your buses, and eventually you will have more buses on the road, and that will create more traffic. So I would say be careful where you're going to place your bus stops. You don't want to place them near the crossroads, okay, because that will definitely, you know, clog the entire, you know, road and street, and it may create more traffic than it helps out, okay. So just try to plan it the best way you can. I would say to remember how it works on real life, and you should try to mimic it, try to make it as near real life. Of course, that real life doesn't mean it's perfect. Nothing is perfect in life, of course, and not even in here. So this is not 100% bulletproof, like I said in the beginning of the video. But that's it, guys. I hope that these tips are good enough to help you out. Also, don't forget to give me your feedback. Tell me if you think that I forgot something, or maybe if I said something wrong. If so, just leave down below a comment explaining why and what I forgot and why I did something wrong, or I said something wrong. Also, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a thumbs up and share it with your gaming buddies. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications if you do so. And when we reach the 2,500 subscribers, like I said in my previous video, I will be doing a giveaway, so don't forget that. You should have that always in mind and be ready for it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Cheers.